Hey guys and girls, Friendshipper here, and well, I would normally start the video with like a little bit of a clip with no commentary, or maybe it's a build right away or some sort of intro, but this is not your regular video. This is me, basically. Well, at the beginning, as you can see, there is a dude on the right side with me. There's literally no one else, which, okay, there's just two of his boss, right? But suddenly, this guy decides to freaking leave, and I am on my own, actually having to fight that big bad big boy on my own, which was actually a super fun and super cool challenge. Okay, at first it was actually tricky because when you realize that you're on your own, and when the boss actually has full control of the situation, pretty much like the purple stuff just gets everywhere. The boss, like like normally you get a few rockets being shot at you, right? But when you're on your own, it's times 8. The boss does not shoot a few times. He shoots for like 10 or 15 seconds straight, rockets non-stop, as if you were still 8 people, but you're one. So that boss was not designed for so, which makes it super cool. I think somewhat enjoyable, even though I kind of get bullied all the way, except at some point I actually figure the world crusher out completely, and I start to counter him by doing, I believe, well, if you'd watch the full gameplay, you will see me suddenly switch to a different strategy, and things start to go, okay? The balls start to roll, and things start to change. The shape of the fight takes I would say, a different turn, and I start to be in control. As you're about to see here, things are going to be really bad. But anyways, enjoy that fight, and the build is right after, okay? See you in a bit. Enjoy watching me getting bullied if you watch the whole thing. If not, skip around, I would say, the 6 or 7 minute mark to see how to beat that boss in solo, and see you next time. Obviously, the build is super strong and solid. That's what the video is also about, so yeah. See you next time. Like and subscribe for more. Bye bye. welcome to the build part of the video. And what did you think of that 1 versus 1 against the Colossus? Like actual 1 versus 1, literally. I personally think that it was like super cool and super insane at the same time. You know, I kind of got my ass kicked for a bit, or maybe not just a bit, for a few minutes before I kind of figured out a counter to that boss, which was actually as more simple than you would think. Anyways, let's go to the build. That's what you are here for, listening to me right now, I believe. Maybe there's other reasons, but I'm not sure right now. Anyways, so, oh, that's a good word right here. Oh yeah, weather option. So weather option kind of acts as a superpower for Bunny. It just makes her even stronger. There's like some kind of effect happening, which is insane damage. Okay, so all right, every hit you get on the boss is going to give you a stack. There's 25 of these stacks, and every stacks just gives you but great power, even more skill power. And then what we have next is very very simple, but I would say it's very centered around skill cost. There's fatal wish, strong mentality, and there's some maximal conservation, and even more than that. You will see about that in a bit. All of this kind of contributes to keeping this forever. So you're going to like use that Kamehameha sort of move for like a very very long time. Unless, as you might have seen during the video, if you watch it as a whole, unless the boss like sends, I would say 30 or 40 rockets at you in a row, and you might actually end up dying and not being able to use this fully at all, which can happen very easily apparently if you are playing solo. Oh, anyways, let's not dive into that too far. But we have electric charge. Every time you jump near the boss, you're going to do decent damage. Nothing is better than this. Nothing is close to this. Okay, nothing increases the damage as much as this. So surprisingly, that is the way to go. And now for the skill critical damage and crit rate, we have skill concentration, emergency measures, Spirit Shield, electric sensitium for actual regular skill power with electric. Maximize skill simply because we don't actually need cooldown, so this is kind of the way to go. And electric integration is very specific to the build. So instead of that, what you could be using, there are a few options that are not as great. You could try to be using, I think front lines, so more critically damage. Okay, here is the thing, this does more damage overall, simply because electric skill power. As Bunny, you're going to crit only a little bit, so this extra 60%, let's say, it looks nice, right? But now imagine that out of 5 hits, you're going to crit one time, so 64% divided by 5 equals 10%, 15% crit rate. Okay, then you kind of understand why having 10 here and 28 electric skill power, which is massive, is actually a lot better. For the Ancestor, I have a pretty good roll, I like to think, with skill critically damage and rate. Not too high, kinda low, but that's fine. Still, I would say it's still a complete package. An electric skill power boost ratio being probably the best thing here. Possibly, not possibly. The combo of rate and damage is always strong, so yeah. So electric skill power boost ratio, everything boosting, just kind of combining itself to like give a whole level of boost to my damage on Bunny. What do we have next? Okay, so this is an interesting thing. I tested every reactor. Okay, I went with a Colossus plus electric skill power, Colossus plus fusion, blah 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 blah, whatever. Crit damage best roll possible when it is maxed out. Colossus best second roll possible when it is maxed out, both together, at least with a crit rate that is similar to this, and a crit damage that is similar to this. Really is the best reactor rolls you could have. That's simple. Then we have here extra skill cost. There's a dual number 1 and number 4 components. Just give me a 6.5% minus skill cost. Very, very important for me. So once again, you keep your number 4 up for very, very long, longer than I would say Super Saiyajin 2 Gohan against Cell, if you know that reference, maybe not. Then, and the tractor is pretty long. Oh well, okay, now unlimited much sensor. Just well, I don't have much room. I have to use this here. So having something here with those spots like with 6% skill power is the best option there is, okay. At least in my opinion, there might be something else. Here we have was a good electrocution vulnerability. Is this the best way to do? I am not sure actually. There might be something better. Please, if you have any ideas, anybody watching, you know, you guys are always, at least some of you are really, really knowledgeable, more than I am for sure with Bunny. So if you know a better option than this, please write it in the comments and let everybody know. I will be thanking you. Here, well, critically damaged, well, that's just a regular strong skill tree for Bunny. Here, something specific. The meta superheated plasma gives you for like 10 seconds an extra 7.8% overall damage, okay? Every time I throw my hypernova, this happens. I get a boost. I don't know if I used that during the gameplay, maybe not, but know that it's handy. Especially when the boss dies in 30 seconds, having that extra bit of damage for the first 10 seconds is great. Here, extra HP, do not die because you are going to die. You're going to get hit. It's just how it is. And skill cooldown just in case of all you actually mess up a bit. So maybe you can get your ult back not too long later. Well, whatever. I would say you don't really need anything here. Maybe extra HP might just be a better choice than this. Maybe. Yeah. Anyways, Hypernova. That's the build I'm using. Doesn't really matter. You don't actually swing with that thing. You just throw it one time and crit with it one time. So you don't even need to crit. My bad. Blue Beetle. Decently important, I would say. You can have these nice things here. You're not going to shoot anyways. So just make sure you hold it in your hands and you have some sprint speed, at least a minimal of 20%, as I have on the bottom. When you can have 0, it's fine, but you might actually get hit when you don't want to. So I have a little bit of sprint speed, even instead of firearm critical hit rate, have sprint speed. All good. Go ahead. Sprint. Oh my god, I'm so bad today. No other people say my English is bad if I can say one word, right? Anyways, joking. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you like this Bunny video. I thought 1 versus 1 against Colossus was super cool and more fun upload and more showcasing, but at the same time my build. So yeah, see you next time. Enjoy whatever is next. There's a lot more coming. I just keep them coming. I'm just enjoying this game quite a lot. So making builds, really thinking them through, testing them for hours. Anyways, bye bye. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more, and comment us to support. It's super appreciated these days. Anyways, thanks for the support. Bye bye.